Every e-bike review talks about range and features, but none mention the brutal truth about buyer regret. What if I told you that your dream e-bike will destroy your finances faster than any car repair ever could? That's not dramatic. Hidden defects ruin more e-bike dreams than poor reviews do. Imagine finally buying that perfect commuter solution, only to discover it's a fire hazard sitting in your garage. In this video, I'm breaking down the 13 electric bikes that will leave you broke and heartbroken in 2025. And trust me, the #1 choice will shock you. It's so dangerous that it's literally burned down garages despite being sold at major retailers. Watch every second because this isn't just a buyer's guide. It's the difference between e-bike freedom or becoming another victim of catastrophic product failures. Understanding why people regret e-bike purchases is crucial because the market has exploded in recent years, with 11% of Americans having ridden an e-bike in the past year according to Consumer Reports. However, this rapid growth has also led to quality control issues, safety problems, and companies that prioritize quick profits over customer satisfaction. Number 13, Evelo Omega. Starting our list is the Evelo Omega, a bike that demonstrates how mixed reviews and quality control issues can lead to buyer regret. While not subject to major recalls, this bike has garnered significant negative feedback from customers who expected much better quality and support from their purchase. Customer reviews on sites like SiteJabber reveal consistent patterns of quality control problems, including motor issues and assembly defects that appear shortly after purchase. These aren't isolated incidents, but recurring themes that suggest systematic manufacturing or quality control problems. Motor problems are particularly frustrating for e-bike owners because motor repairs or replacements can cost hundreds or even thousands of dollars. When motors fail prematurely, especially outside warranty periods, owners face difficult decisions about whether to invest in expensive repairs or cut their losses. Assembly issues compound the motor problems, with customers reporting bikes that arrive incorrectly assembled or with missing components. Poor assembly can affect safety, performance, and longevity, making even minor assembly errors sources of long-term regret for buyers who expected a properly functioning product. Number 12, Hi-Bike Esduro Full 7 2017. The 2017 Hi-Bike Esduro Full 7 represents a common source of regret for buyers of older e-bike models: battery replacement nightmares. While Hi-Bike is generally a respected brand, this particular model year has left many owners stranded with expensive battery replacement challenges. Battery replacement costs for this model can be prohibitively expensive, often approaching or exceeding the current value of the bike itself. When replacement batteries cost $800 to $1,200 for a bike that might only be worth $1,500 used, owners face difficult economic decisions. Availability issues make the cost problems even worse. Finding compatible replacement batteries for older e-bike models can be extremely difficult, especially for U.S. consumers who rely on local dealer networks for support. When batteries are discontinued or become import-only items, owners may find their bikes effectively obsolete. The lesson from the Hi-Bike situation extends beyond just this model. It highlights the importance of considering long-term battery support when purchasing any e-bike. Buyers who don't research battery replacement costs and availability often find themselves with expensive paperweights when batteries inevitably fail after a few years of use. Number 11, Gen 3 Groove. The Gen 3 Groove earns its place on this regret list for one of the worst possible reasons. The company appears to be out of business, leaving customers completely without support or recourse when problems arise. This situation represents every e-bike buyer's nightmare scenario. When e-bike companies go out of business, owners lose access to replacement parts, warranty support, technical assistance, and software updates that may be crucial for continued operation. The sophisticated electronic systems in modern e-bikes often require manufacturer support that becomes impossible when companies disappear. The financial impact extends beyond just losing warranty coverage. Owners may find their bikes impossible to repair when proprietary components fail, effectively turning expensive e-bikes into worthless scrap metal. This total loss of investment represents the ultimate buyer regret scenario. The Gen 3 Groove situation serves as a cautionary tale about the importance of buying from established companies with strong financial backing and dealer networks. While newer companies may offer innovative features or attractive prices, the risk of company failure can make these apparent bargains extremely expensive in the long run. Number 10. Blix Sole. The Blix Sole has earned regret from buyers primarily due to fundamental design flaws that affect both safety and usability. Poor frame geometry creates handling issues that make the bike less safe and less enjoyable to ride, while cheap components lead to frequent failures and ongoing maintenance headaches. Frame geometry problems affect the bike's stability, comfort, and handling characteristics. When geometry is poorly designed, riders may experience difficulty controlling the bike, especially at higher speeds or in challenging conditions. These handling issues can create safety concerns and make riding less enjoyable. Component quality issues compound the geometry problems. Cheap components fail more frequently and perform poorly compared to higher quality alternatives. The adjustable stem, in particular, has been cited as problematic, with users reporting failures or poor adjustment mechanisms that affect riding position and comfort. The combination of design and component issues creates a bike that disappoints on multiple levels. Buyers who expected a reliable, well-designed transportation solution instead find themselves dealing with ongoing problems that make them regret their purchase decision and wish they had invested in a better designed alternative. Number 9. Sheng Milo M90 2020. The 2020 Sheng Milo M90 represents a classic case of a bike that's better suited for DIY hobbyists than casual users, leading to regret among buyers who expected a ready-to-ride transportation solution. This bike requires significant technical knowledge and ongoing tinkering that many buyers didn't anticipate. The complexity and maintenance requirements make this bike unsuitable for riders who want simple, reliable transportation. Casual users who bought this bike expecting it to work like a traditional bicycle with electric assistance often find themselves overwhelmed by technical issues and maintenance demands. DIY requirements extend beyond normal maintenance to include troubleshooting electrical issues, component upgrades, and modifications needed to make the bike function properly. Buyers who lack technical skills or interest in constant tinkering often find themselves with expensive bikes they can't properly maintain or repair. The mismatch between buyer expectations and actual product requirements creates significant regret. Buyers who wanted convenient electric transportation instead find themselves with projects that demand time, technical knowledge, and additional investment to function properly, making the initial purchase feel like a costly mistake. Number 8. Lectric XP 3.0. The Lectric XP 3.0 shares many of the same quality issues as its smaller sibling, but adds poor frame geometry that makes it particularly unsuitable for higher speed riding. These design flaws create safety concerns and limit the bike's usability in ways that disappoint buyers who expected better performance. Frame geometry issues become more problematic at higher speeds, where stability and handling become crucial for safety. The XP 3.0's geometry creates handling characteristics that can feel unstable or unpredictable when riding faster, limiting the bike's versatility and creating safety concerns. Quality control problems mirror those found in other electric models, including component failures and manufacturing defects that appear soon after purchase. These issues suggest systematic quality control problems across the electric product line, rather than isolated incidents. The combination of geometry and quality issues creates a bike that underperforms relative to buyer expectations and price point. Riders who expected a versatile, reliable e-bike instead find themselves with a machine that has significant limitations and ongoing quality concerns that diminish the ownership experience. Number 7. Lectric XP Mini. The Lectric XP Mini has generated buyer regret through a combination of subpar quality control and poor design decisions that affect both function and durability. Multiple issues create an ownership experience that falls short of buyer expectations and the bike's price point. Pedal placement represents a fundamental design flaw that causes the pedals to scratch the frame during normal use. This issue damages the bike's appearance and potentially affects structural integrity over time. Design flaws like this suggest inadequate testing and poor attention to basic usability. Front tire problems create ongoing maintenance headaches and potential safety issues. Tires that lose air frequently or fail prematurely require constant attention and create unreliability that defeats the purpose of having convenient electric transportation. Build quality issues extend beyond specific component problems to general fit and finish concerns that make the bike feel cheap and poorly made. When buyers pay significant money for an e-bike, they expect quality construction that justifies the investment rather than persistent reminders of corner cutting in manufacturing. If you're enjoying this investigation into e-bike regrets and want more content about avoiding transportation disasters, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Number 6, Luna Fixed. The Luna Fixed represents a particularly frustrating type of buyer regret because it combines multiple problems that make ownership difficult and expensive. Proprietary parts, poor range performance, and bad customer service create a perfect storm of disappointment for buyers who expected better from their investment. Proprietary parts create long-term maintenance nightmares because replacement components can only be sourced from Luna if they're available at all. When proprietary parts fail, owners may face long wait times, high costs, or complete inability to repair their bikes, effectively stranding them with expensive paperweights. Poor range performance disappoints buyers who purchased e-bikes specifically for their electric assistance capabilities. When advertised range figures prove unrealistic in real-world use, buyers feel deceived and may find their bikes inadequate for intended purposes like commuting or recreation. Customer service problems compound the technical issues by making problem resolution difficult or impossible. When companies provide poor support, even minor issues can become major headaches that leave customers feeling abandoned and regretting their purchase decision. The combination of these issues creates what many consider the worst possible e-bike ownership experience. Expensive bikes that don't perform as promised and can't be properly supported when problems arise. Number 5, Radwagon 4. Rad Power Bikes. The Radwagon 4 from Rad Power Bikes earns its place on this list due to a serious safety recall that has caused falls and crashes, creating both safety concerns and buyer regret. Despite Rad Power's generally positive reputation, this specific model demonstrates how even established companies can produce problematic products. The recall involves tire issues that cause unexpected failures during riding, leading to falls and crashes that can cause serious injuries. When safety defects cause actual accidents, the regret extends far beyond just financial disappointment to include physical harm and trauma. The Consumer Product Safety Commission recall indicates that the tire problems are serious enough to warrant official government intervention. CPSC recalls are reserved for products that pose significant safety risks, making this recall a clear indication of serious defects rather than minor quality issues. Fall and crash hazards represent the most serious type of product defect because they can cause injuries, property damage, and even death. Buyers who purchase the Radwagon 4 for safe family transportation instead find themselves with bikes that pose active dangers to riders and passengers. The recall demonstrates that even reputable companies with good track records can produce dangerous products, emphasizing the importance of staying informed about recall notices and safety issues, regardless of brand reputation. Number 4, Ride Aventon Cinch 2. The Aventon Cinch 2 has been recalled due to unexpected acceleration issues that pose serious crash risks, creating a dangerous situation where the bike's electric assistance becomes a liability rather than a benefit. This type of defect represents one of the most frightening possible e-bike failures. Unexpected acceleration can cause riders to lose control, especially in traffic or around pedestrians, where sudden speed increases can create dangerous situations. When e-bikes accelerate unexpectedly, riders may not be prepared for the sudden power, leading to crashes or dangerous situations. The crash risk from unexpected acceleration extends beyond just the rider to include other road users who may not anticipate sudden speed changes. In urban environments where e-bikes share space with cars, pedestrians, and other cyclists, unexpected acceleration can create collision risks that affect multiple people. Consumer Product Safety Commission involvement indicates that the acceleration problems are serious enough to warrant official recall action. The CPSC typically issues recalls only when products pose significant safety risks that could cause injuries or deaths. The recall creates regret not just from safety concerns, but also from the inconvenience of dealing with recall procedures, potential repair waits, and loss of confidence in the product's reliability and safety. Number 3, Ancheer AM001907. The Ancheer AM001907 represents one of the most serious safety disasters in the e-bike market, with recalls for fire, explosion, and burn hazards due to non-certified batteries. This bike has caused actual fires and injuries, making it a source of extreme regret for buyers who risk their safety and property. Fire hazards from e-bike batteries represent the most dangerous type of product defect because they can cause property damage, injuries, and deaths. When batteries can ignite spontaneously, they pose risks not just to riders, but to anyone near the bike during charging or storage. Explosion and burn hazards have caused actual injuries to users, according to recall notices. When products cause real harm to users, the regret extends far beyond financial disappointment to include physical trauma and medical expenses that can far exceed the original purchase price. Non-certified batteries indicate that Ancheer used substandard components that didn't meet safety standards. The use of uncertified batteries represents a fundamental compromise in safety that prioritizes cost savings over user protection, creating products that are essentially dangerous by design. The multiple hazards, fire, explosion, and burn risks, make this bike one of the most dangerous products in the e-bike market. Buyers who purchase these bikes unknowingly brought serious safety hazards into their homes and lives. Number 2. Ascend Minaret Pacific Cycle. The Ascend Minaret from Pacific Cycle shares the same serious fire hazard issues as its sibling model, earning a recall in 2023 due to battery problems that can cause fires. This represents another case where budget pricing comes with potentially catastrophic safety compromises. Battery fire hazards in the Ascend Minaret demonstrate that safety problems aren't limited to unknown brands. Even bikes sold through major retailers can have serious defects. Pacific Cycle's involvement with major retail chains means these dangerous bikes reach many unsuspecting consumers. The 2023 recall timing means these bikes were recently in the market, potentially affecting many current owners who may not be aware of the recall or the serious risks their bikes pose. Recent recalls create urgent safety situations where current owners need immediate action to protect themselves and their property. Fire hazards from e-bike batteries can cause house fires, garage fires, and other property damage that far exceeds the original purchase price of the bike. When a $500 bike causes thousands of dollars in fire damage, the regret becomes a major financial and personal disaster. The Ascend Minaret recall demonstrates how budget e-bikes often compromise safety for low prices, creating products that appear to be bargains but actually represent significant risks and potential liabilities for buyers. Number 1. Ascend Cabrillo Pacific Cycle. Topping our list is the Ascend Cabrillo from Pacific Cycle, recalled in 2023 due to fire hazards from battery issues. This bike represents the ultimate buyer regret because it combines the appeal of an affordable e-bike with the reality of a potentially catastrophic safety defect. The fire hazard recall makes this bike actively dangerous to own, store, or operate. Unlike quality issues or poor performance that create disappointment, fire hazards create immediate threats to personal safety and property that make the bike a liability rather than an asset. Pacific Cycle's distribution through major retailers means this dangerous bike reached thousands of unsuspecting consumers who thought they were buying safe, reliable transportation. The wide distribution amplifies the regret because many buyers trusted major retailers to sell safe products. Battery fire risks can cause devastating consequences, including house fires, injuries, and even deaths. When a transportation device poses these extreme risks, any initial savings become meaningless compared to the potential for catastrophic losses. The 2023 recall timing means many owners may still have these dangerous bikes, creating ongoing safety risks for current owners who may not be aware of the recall. The combination of serious safety risks and potential widespread ownership makes this the ultimate regret purchase in the e-bike market. The Ascend Cabrillo represents everything wrong with the budget e-bike market. Attractive pricing that masks serious safety compromises, distribution through trusted retailers that gives false confidence, and battery systems that prioritize cost over safety. Buyers who thought they were getting an affordable entry into e-biking instead acquired serious safety hazards that threaten their homes and families. These 13 bikes represent the full spectrum of e-bike buyer regret, from quality disappointments to safety disasters. The common threads include inadequate quality control, poor customer support, and in the worst cases, fundamental safety defects that make the bikes dangerous to own or operate. The lesson for potential buyers is clear. Thorough research, attention to recall notices, and skepticism about deals that seem too good to be true can prevent these regrettable purchases. The shocking truth is that most of these regrettable bikes start in Chinese factories at rock-bottom prices before markup schemes turn them into expensive mistakes. That's what I reveal in my video, 20 cheapest electric bikes you can buy in China. The real wholesale prices and why cheap becomes catastrophic.